Wikipedia puts us 51st in the world for the number of books published in a year. Nearly 4,000 apparently, and getting a book into print is actually a dream for lots of people. Self-publishing though may be easier if you go electronic, but what about the good old inked versions? James Russell has published his first book, The Dragon Hunters, part one of a planned trilogy, and he's with us to talk about it now. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tamati.
I want to hold this up. This is a cool book. I like this. Look at that. Look at that. Are you proud when you look at it?
Yeah, really proud. Although that Wikipedia thing makes me a bit more nervous now. But
well, no. You know, statistics.
It's a bit daunting, isn't it?
Believe them when you want to. But The Dragon Hunters, so this was your little brainchild, yeah? How did it come about?
Yeah, well, normally I bike to work, but a terrible sort of stretch of bad weather last winter got me onto the train every day. So it was just something to do, really. And my wife and children would pick me up off the train, and I'd read them the day's verses, so I kind of would get immediate feedback. You know, it was the litmus test, if you like.
Yeah.
And they liked it, so I finished it, and then I thought it sort of languished there for about a year, and then I thought, well, maybe I read it to more and more children actually over that period, and they all seemed to like it. And I thought, well, if this can stand up on its own without illustrations, then, you know, maybe if it was illustrated, it could just work. Right,
okay.
Yeah.
And so then you divert from your other job a little bit and you go, maybe I'll go and find myself an illustrator.
Yeah, so, well, that was, it was amazing, really. I got in touch with the communications folks at the Media Design School, and within 2 days I'd had 8 responses. But Link Choi, who was actually a props designer on The Hobbit, he had just finished there, and he got in touch with me. And he gave me his website, and he was amazing, you know, immediately. And so we met, and our ideas just gelled really well. So, yeah, he kind of got it straight away.
Okay, and so you've worked together to collaborate to put out this book. What I love is that the way that you phrase the book, it's all in limericks, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, so it's not limericks, but it's well, definitely in verse. Yeah,
in verse,
so in verse, yeah. So I just know with my own kids, we, you know, they just love that, and they start, when they know it well, they start to finish the sentences for you, you know. And in fact, that actually helps them to read too, because, you know, they know the last word might be dragon or something, so they know where it is, and they start to recognise those words as well, and it helps them to read, I think.
Yeah. For people that don't know about the world of an author and about publishing versus self-publishing, how can you enlighten them?
Yeah, well, it's tough, you know. I rang an agent before I started, and they said that publishers won't take children's book submissions because they just get so many. So you have to go through an agent, and then the agents are getting a bit burned out with them as well.
Right.
So at that point, I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I actually contacted Mark and Ryan Somerset, who do the Dreamboat books, who've been really successful, and they published themselves. And they were really helpful. So, and I was actually spending a couple of hours with them that convinced me to have a go myself and you know, give it a try.
Yeah.
And then after that, I thought, right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's talk about your launch event just very quickly. You stationed all these eggs around different parts of Auckland, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we made 30 sort of large paper mache dragon's eggs. I can paper mache in my sleep at this point, but so it took a couple of months, and then decorated them all, and then we found spots on North Head, One Tree Hill, and Mount Maunganui, and we stashed them all last Sunday, and then put clues up on the website. And so kids went to the website, found the clues, and then went off hunting. So it was great. There was apparently kids running all over the hillside. So
that's so awesome.
It went really well.
So you're actually breeding a whole generation of dragon hunters.
Yeah, we just, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one now. It's the first of a trilogy, so we're going to have a pretty good launch for the next one to top that.
Well, I look forward to it, mate.
Yeah.
James Russell, author.
Yeah.
There you go. I can say that about you now.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks a lot.
Apparently one of the top things that people want to do before they die, publish a book.
Right,
so there we go. He has ticked that off the bucket list.
It's a good way to go.